Hi there, Lisa Arana here from Dahlhouse Designs, sharing a card featuring the Sending Up Something Beautiful stamp kit from Unity Stamp Company. This stamp set is so cute with that pretty hot air balloon and adorable little clouds. So today's card is all about creating a fun halftone background with a cute balloon scene. I'm using Distress Oxide inks today. I like to use the re-inkers instead of the ink pads, but you can definitely use the ink pads and blending tool instead. It works just the same. I'm taping down the Tim Holtz bubble stencil over some Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. I'm starting out by picking up some of the Distress Oxide ink with my blending tool in this blue color and gently rubbing it over my stencil in a circular motion, being careful not to move the stencil. If need be, you can pick up some more ink as you go along, but I got great coverage the first time, so I just decided to move on. I just lifted that stencil up, and now I have a fun bubble background. Now I'm going to seal in this layer using some Distress Glaze. This will prevent the next layer of color to blend with the blue so I don't get a muddled look. You may be able to skip this step by just hitting it with a heat tool and then making sure it's really completely dry before layering on the next color. But I wanted to make sure that each color had its own layer and it was crisp, so I used the glaze in between. Now I'm just going to place my stencil back down, kind of offset, so I have the blue in one area and then the orange slightly overlayered but in its own separate. And now I'm just picking up that orange color and again laying it down in a gentle circular motion and covering over the area that I want on my card through the stencil. This time I needed to pick up a little bit more ink just to make sure I had a nice even coverage. Perfect. Now I'm just going to reveal that, and we have a fun halftone background in two colors for our cute little balloon scene. So I'm going to set this stuff aside. I have my images pre-stamped out, and I'm going to lay down this die cut vellum circle, putting the glue in the center because that will be hidden by the balloon and the scene that I create. And I did trim off the side of that circle so it matched the edge of the card. So we're going to set that aside and bring out our stamped images, which I did stamp in the Gina K Amalgam ink, which is both Copic and watercolor and pencil friendly. So you can do any type of coloring with this ink. And I'm starting out with my Copic markers in yellow, and I'm doing just real simple coloring here. I'm not going to go into in-depth shading, but I am using two colors in each color family. That way I do get a little bit of depth. I'm using my lighter colored ink to pick up a bit of that darker color yellow, just for a little bit of shading again on the edges. Nothing really complicated or in depth, just adding a little bit of darkness around the sides of the balloon to make it look a little bit more round. And this is a great way to add just a bit of darkness by picking up that darker color with your lighter color. Next, I'm just filling in those banners with a blue. Again, I'll do this in two tones where I'm picking up the darker color and just going along the tops of the little banners, again adding just a little bit of shading and depth. Super easy. I like coloring like this because it's not complicated and it can be done real quickly. And lastly, I'm just coloring in the hearts with a bit of pink, because hearts are pink in my world. And then, oops, one more thing. I'm going to do a little bit of shading with a light blue around those clouds, again, just to add a little bit of depth and interest. So now I'm going to glue down these clouds directly onto my card front, just using my balloon as a placement so I can see where I want those clouds. And then once they're glued down, I'm going to pop up that balloon for, again, some interest and to add a little bit of layering to the card. Perfect. Cute. Alright, and so we're going to finish off this sentiment. I stamped it on a strip of paper, and I'm just going to notch out the end here to create a ribbon-like banner. And then I'm going to pop that up on the front of the card in the top corner here. And then once I like the placement, which that looks pretty good, I'm going to trim off the side here just so it matches the edge of the card. And then of course, to finish everything off, I'm going to add some sequins because I always love a little bit of sparkle. The sequins I'm using today are from two sets from Unity Stamp Company. One's called Elsa and the other one is Aurora, and they had the perfect blues and yellows that I wanted to match the colors of this card today. I'm just gluing them down with Glossy accent, and then that little pencil tool is a rhinestone pencil that I use to place everything. So here's the finished card with its colorful halftone background made with Distress Oxide inks and a fun vellum sky filled with clouds and an adorable balloon plus a bit of sparkle from matching sequins. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it. Plus, if you have any questions or sweet comment, post below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!